This is DECA. Part 2. The Concentrics.
She has forgotten her name. Our angel of amnesia.
The Concentrics.
Today is Monday, the 4th of April, 2195. The time is 10 o'clock a.m. exactly. I am Evelyn Chain, DECA PI 99-3. I am here to interrogate. Please state your name for the record.
Jonathan Tozer.
Thank you, Mr. Tozer. We are in the DECA Apprehensions Pascal facility. Here with me to witness this statement firsthand are Supreme WDU Court Judge Void, DECA Corrections Judge Albertson, DECA Apprehensions Head of Counsel Oliver Puckman, and Mr. Tozer's counsel Elizabeth Jameson. Mr. Tozer has given us permission to record his statement so that it may be used during court proceedings later this month, as DECA Apprehensions aims to stop and convict all members of the criminal organization known as the Concentrics. I am ready to start. Does anyone have any concerns or questions before we get started? Are we ready?
Are you really?
Excuse me?
Is DECA really aiming to stop the Concentrics as a whole?
Yes, Mr. Tozer, that's why we're here. Are we ready to start? All right. I would like to start with your daughter's disappearance, Mr. Tozer.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Jonathan, I think we should go back to the disappearance of your daughter, Marianne Tozer. I think that's where it all started for you.
Yes. All of this, everything that has happened, revolves around my daughter, her disappearance or indirect abduction.
When did you first sense she needed your help?
To be honest with you, reflecting on all of this, I'm not sure she needed me at all. I'm not sure if she would have been better off, if all of us would have been better off if I didn't try to save her at all. Someone much wiser than me, someone I haven't listened to enough in my life, even though she was with me for a major part of it, summarized fatherhood, or maybe even parenthood in general, elegantly. She said,
"Do you think it's your job as a father to save your daughter?" "It's not, Jonathan. It's your job to make sure she doesn't need saving in the first place."
It's your job to make sure she doesn't need saving in the first place.
Your wife thought your daughter wasn't in danger?
My wife thought she was trying to find her way in the world, to discover herself and explore new avenues while growing up, as everyone should, to a certain extent.
But you disagreed.
It wasn't like Marianne to go dark on us. I mean, she did leave a message, a handwritten note, but that wasn't like her either. I don't think I've ever even seen her handwriting since she finished elementary school. It all seemed out of character to me.
Maybe we should start with this letter. Tell us how you became aware of it and what it said, please, Mr. Tozer.
I had come home from my final deployment over galaxies. I work for DECA Excavations Department. I'm an archaeologist specialized in the Great Filter. So my job required me to be away from home for months, sometimes years. After this final assignment, which kept me from Earth for 2 years, I came home and found out my wife hadn't heard from our daughter in months. I don't understand what you are telling me. I just want to talk to her, Rose. How do I get in touch with her?
I don't know what to tell you. She went out into the world and disappeared on us for a while. I wonder where she got that idea.
She's 21, Rose.
She just turned 22, honey. The same age you were when you started traveling for DECA.
All of this is completely beside the point. This isn't about the two of us. Okay. Listen. I understand the strain, the pressure I have put on this family by being away for so long. I understand there has to be a transitionary phase after my homecoming. But you have to understand, Rose, that after coming home and not having received any messages from our only daughter for months, you not mentioning her in any of your transmissions to me, I was worried sick. And now to learn you don't know where she is. Please just try to explain it to me. When did you learn she left the house? What did she say?
Some of her stuff was gone and she... Jonathan, listen. She left a note, but
A note? Where is it?
It will only make you worry more.
What did it say?
I'm going to let you read it. If you promise me to let her find her own way for a while. Please, don't try to intervene.
How can I promise that if I don't know what her last message to us said?
What did the note say?
Don't worry. Don't try to find me. I'm going out into the world to live life to the fullest. I love you.
And this worried you?
Of course. Whenever anyone tells you not to worry, it is within the context that provokes rational worry. But also, this didn't seem like her, sound like her. This, to me, maybe it's hindsight, but it seemed like someone told her to write a note, which she had never done, and use those words, which didn't echo her timbre. So yes, the note caused me to worry.
What did you do?
I turned her room upside down for any clue, went through everything, angering my wife even more, as you can imagine.
You have to stop this, Jonathan. Have you gone paranoid up in space? What are you hoping to find?
Something to tell me where she is, Rose. Something that can help me help her.
It's too late for you to start getting involved now. She doesn't need your help anymore.
I'm her father.
You think it's your job as a father to save your daughter? It's not, Jonathan. It's your job to make sure she doesn't need saving in the first place.
What did you find in her room?
I found her phone and her ID, and that was very, very worrying to me. I mean, everything she needed to survive was here. Why wouldn't she take her ID?
Your wife still didn't think much of it?
I could see she was a bit shocked that Marianne didn't take those with her, but she tried to hide it.
When did you find the tape?
I found it in a desk drawer. It stood out to me immediately, but I pretended to ignore it because I knew my wife wouldn't let me listen to it.
Could you give us some context on the tape, please?
There was a cassette tape, you know, the ancient kind. And there was a small cassette player with earbuds. Why would she ever have a tape like that? All analog media are used by criminals or people doing things on the gray market. People that want to hide from the digital world. Why would Marianne have old analog technology like this in her room?
What did the tape look like?
The case was white, no label, no name, only a small black circle. That evening, after Rose went to bed, I listened to it.
What did you hear?
Some kind of self-help guru nonsense about improving your life. About the only way one can become happy is by stopping to try and be happy in the first place.
We have this first tape in evidence under code -49.
Living a happy life. And that's what everybody seems to strive for, right? Well, that's the big mistake. No, worse than that. It's a trap. The danger is in the word itself. Happiness. It's such a strange word. It seems so light, so feather-like, childish almost. But it's one of the heaviest words in our language, isn't it? The weight of it is enormous, if you think about it. It's like a curse, like a mind virus. It's a self-destruct button. I'll explain. Words have power over you. They take over your mind, whether you like it or not. If anyone mentions a color to you, or an object, you visualize those things instantly. A red car. A red car. You weren't planning on picturing, or if you're not a visual person, thinking about a red car before this class started, did you? But you did. Just now. I forced you to. You're probably still thinking about a red card now that I said his words again. And, even more miraculous, a web of memories sprouts up with that trigger at the center. Just like that. You can't help it. The red car was driving maybe, or standing still. Those small or big. You constructed all of those parameters yourself. Maybe you thought of a red car from your own life. One that your father owned, and how hot it was in the back seat over the summer when you went on holiday. The leather of the seat sticking to your back. The smell of your brother's skin sitting right next to you. You didn't ask for that memory to be conjured. I forced you there by saying the words. You're more of a witness to the mind you call your own than in control of it. It's as if I dropped a stone into your pond, and now your water ripples. The circles appear and expand. Concentric memories, with my words at the center. Well, when anybody says the word happiness to you, the same thing happens. That's where it becomes dangerous. You slip into a place of self-reflection. No, slip is too coincidental. You're being dragged. The word drags you there. It's like a trap. I'll prove my point to you right now. I'm going to ask you a seemingly innocent and positive question. Here it comes. Ready? Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you living a happy life? You ask yourself involuntarily, am I? Am I happy? And the first thing your mind does, in order to be able to answer the question, is find things that are standing in the way of happiness. Things in your life you aren't happy about. I mean, when I asked the question, you felt instantly that life is more complicated than simply being happy or not. Maybe it's a simple yes at first, because I caught you in a good mood. But then you dig, and the day, the week, the feelings you've had over the past year are taken into account. And it isn't so simple. Not anymore. You might then think, is that so bad? Maybe happiness is only possible within short, fleeting pockets, within moments. Well, if the goal is to be happy, are there enough moments of happiness to justify the rut, the danger, the pain and confusion of human life? Are those moments enough? If all of this struggle is necessary because we aim to be happy, are you succeeding? Is it worth it right now, all things considered? Doesn't all of the suffering that may be in your future, or that's already in your past, seem a pretty hefty price for fleeting moments of relief? What I'm trying to illustrate is that your answers to the question aren't wrong or alarming. It's the question itself that's toxic. It's a maze you can't get out of, unless you forget the maze itself. it doesn't matter if you're happy or not. The question makes the happiness disappear. It's like an animal in the woods, running away the second someone sees it. Happiness. The word shouldn't exist. And that would make us happier, because it would stop us from wondering if we are, in fact, happy. Like I said, it's a curse, a virus for the human mind. Well, then, the question is, if we shouldn't think about happiness, what is it that we should do? What should we strive for? I think people don't actually want happiness. I think people want to live. I don't mean go about your day. On the contrary, I mean a verb, living. So, what I think every human being wants before death comes is living to the fullest. Having the richest possible experience of being. Knowing that if a bus hits you or a gas leak makes your house go boom, that you've lived. And that's exactly what we are going to help you achieve. That's what we do here in 4 simple steps. Just 4 steps, and you will live life to the fullest. Whoever you are, wherever you are. It doesn't matter how much or how little money you have, because none of this is about money. Everyone following these 4 steps will live 1,000-fold more interesting, rich, dense, and satisfying life than anyone who tries to be happy. It sounds unbelievable, maybe even like a trick or a con, but it isn't. If you're willing to go through all 4 of the concentric circles, you'll see. And once you see, everything changes. The thinking will stop, and life will start.
Did you listen to this?
Stop going through her stuff, Jonathan. She's an adult. You're invading her privacy.
Come on, you didn't go through her desk drawers? You didn't listen to this?
Okay, so I listened to a couple of minutes. But then I left
This
it.
didn't worry you?
It's a self-help inspirational speaker. So what?
This guru, or whatever he thinks he is, says exactly the same thing she wrote in the note. Living life to the fullest. That can't be a coincidence, right?
Of course it isn't. This mission of trying to live fully inspired her to go out there and go on an adventure. I did the same thing when I was her age. It's a good
That's
thing.
not...
It's
I
part
think...
of what made me grow up.
This is different.
It's just hard for you to imagine your little girl is out there, doing grown-up things. I gotta go. We'll talk later. But not about Marianne. We'll talk about what dinner you're going to make tonight. I want pasta. And I want red wine. Real wine. Pre-World War wine from real grapes. Not the synthetic stuff.
So this was the first time you ever heard those tapes, Mr. Tozer?
Yes.
You weren't involved with the concentrics in any way before finding that tape in your daughter's room?
No. This was the first time I'd ever heard that guru's voice and saw a concentric cassette.
You never heard about their philosophies on life or
Are
their...
you deaf? This was the first time I ever heard a tape. I don't gravitate towards hedonistic pseudo-philosophy.
Why did you decide to dig deeper into the organization? Your wife, or ex-wife, could have been right. Maybe the tape inspired your daughter to go travel the WDU.
The words in her note made me... Wait, are you suggesting that I'm dishonest about my account? I have no reasons to lie to you. The only reason I'm here is because of my daughter and because of what happened to the other girl, Amanda.
Maybe we should...
Listen, I want to convey this to all of you and anyone listening as best as I possibly can, what it is. The concentrics, what it does to people, and how it operates. It cuts right through social class, gender, age, and cultures. There's only one way to show you all of it, to try to make you see the whole invisible web that is being spun, in which this thing catches people by using the very parts that make humans beautiful, against them, against all of us. It will take a lot of time, though, and we won't get there if you question my honesty or motives at every turn, because there will be many turns. Believe me.
I'll only interrupt to clarify or check your account of the events, Mr. Tozer. Please, continue your story.
I will. And please, call me Jonathan.
Welcome to the DECA Group Prisoner Archive. You have selected the main background folder for Convict 343-22. This convict sentence was multiple life sentences. This convict was extradited to the DECA Group on June 3rd, 2195. You have selected a case file named Testimony 8B.
This is DECA Apprehension's Private Eye 22-14, reporting on Case C11. I was told to also mention that this is my first ever case as a DECA Group Private Eye. This was actually my first week on the job, so I don't know. They told me to say that. Anyway, on Monday, my very first client on my very first day came in, Mrs. Worcher. She's worried about her husband, whom she hasn't seen or talked to in weeks.
My husband has now been missing for almost a month, and no one is helping me. The police aren't doing anything. Well, that's no surprise. So I decided to reach out to DECA and try to get a meeting with one of you, a DECA detective or whatever you're called. But getting this meeting took weeks. What use are you people if it takes weeks to get an appointment?
Please tell me what happened, Mrs. Worcher, and we'll try to help you.
My husband is missing. Well, to be honest with you, none of my family or close friends believe anything is wrong. They don't... Well, I need... help. Something is wrong, but... Well, everybody says he left me. That's what they say. They think I'm having a hard time accepting that our marriage is over. My sister says it's an end-of-life crisis. And he does have one of those, that's true. I mean, he's changed his style of clothing and suddenly decided to get a tattoo that's, well, it looks ridiculous on him. On the wrinkly skin, you can barely make it out. But the disappearing is different. Something else is going on. I come home from my walk one day, expecting him to be in the kitchen making us dinner like every weekday. But the house is empty and quiet. None of the lights are on. The AC isn't even on, so it's really hot. And immediately I feel something is very wrong. I know it in my heart. First I think, well, maybe I'll find him on the floor or something, but there's no one in the house. And I tried to call him on his phone, but it was in the bedroom. And then I find the note in the kitchen, taped to the fridge. Look at this note. It says, Don't worry. Don't try to find me. I'm going out into the world to live life to the fullest. I love you. I mean, that's just, well, who writes notes? With a pen? Well, he certainly never did. And what is he talking about? The fullest possible life. That doesn't even sound like him. So I call my sister again, and she says this is proof she's right. He's having a crisis. He's looking for meaning. He's trying to make up for a feeling of wasted years of, well, I don't know. But that's not it. That's not the whole story. I hang up the phone and I go looking for clues.
And that's when you found the tape.
That's when I find the tape and the player. I listen to it and some man talks about living to the fullest, about happiness being a dangerous word, and, well, there's obviously a connection to my husband's note. So I take a closer look at those cassettes and there's a phone number. I'll show you. I brought the tape. Look, right here, there's digits. It's a landline. Do you see that?
Did you call the number?
Yes, but I hung up after a couple of seconds.
Why?
Well, it's hard to explain. It gave me a bad feeling, what I heard. There was someone on the line, and I hung up the phone, and I don't want to call again.
So, you are hoping I'll call the number and help find your husband that way?
Please, nobody believes me. Nobody wants to help me. I know you people only get paid when you send bad guys to a DECA jail, but just call the number and let me know what happens. Please.
I'll call right now. And based on what happens, I'll decide if I take your case. Okay?
Thank you.
There was a phone number on one of the cassette cases, a landline. That was my first and only lead. So I waited for my wife to leave for work, and then I called the number.
What happened?
I recorded the conversation. If you want, we could play the recording. You could hear it for yourselves.
Yes, please.
I must warn you, even though nothing bad happens during the call, it's a bit unsettling to hear.
Let's play the recording that we labeled -005.
Can you hear me? If you can, please pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You have to do what they ask you. Please? Please?